Common sense. Here we go. We're going to another one. I don't know how many times I'm going to say this. Um I just have this video telling you about medicine. Now let me tell you about the skills that you can do right now to start things. Let me say about this. Because I know about patterns and I know about the way things are doing, I don't have wisdom. I know that things are going to go this way because we don't know how to. Even breaking patterns is a pattern. It's next year is our 250 year empire for America, which means even if we're breaking a pattern, we're maintaining the pattern of the amount of years for an empire. So we know it is coming no matter what. Be not afraid. Chill. Okay? Relax. All right? I don't know what your beliefs are. What my beliefs is that we have incarnation and we choose what time of the year we have certain births that we have, whatever life skill, the skin that we choose. Specifically, probably why you were born. If you believe like I do with the incarnation, it means you decided that this was a good time to do it. If it's a simulation, you also chose this. That I want to do it at this time for this amount of gameplay, whatever the fuck you want to say it. I want it now. Which means if you have incarnation, whatever, you were aware that at this time of this pattern, when you're about to break a pattern for society, you were aware that it was going to be an issue. It's going to be rough, but it's going to be for the good of the colony, and it's going to give you a lot of new things going on. That even though you knew it was going to be shitty and hard, it's more of a difficulty that it's going to be um demanding in a certain way. You ultimately were aware that I want to be there because it's going to be something that is very awesome and cool. So don't stress yourself out. Oh my god, things are going to be happening. It's going to be terrible. Apparently you chose this skin to be a little anxious. I'm a very anxious person. Which is surprising that I even that I'm being not that scared. I usually feel a lot of anxiety. Most of my anxiety is based on society. I'm feeling more I'm feeling more content knowing that the system is crumbling down, that I don't even feel scared about all the issues, which we're going to probably experience state and law enforcement, right? Which is like war and all of that. I don't even feel that scared about that. It just means like I still can handle that better than I can of a society that doesn't want me to live. At least I'm going to be with people that will appreciate the changes. And so I can be able to be involved with people that give a shit the way that I give a shit for values that I share with other human beings. I don't even feel scared for this type of things. I do need to learn for defense and skills like that. It's my time to learn Aikido, but even that shouldn't have you worrying as much as you think it is. Let yourself be like, oh, shit's gonna happen, but you know what? I can build the skills right now. The more I have the skills and the knowledge and the wisdom, I feel more in control of my body and my environment, literal proximity of where I go, that I feel more content and aligned with the world. I'm sorry, the earth. So we know that shit's gonna go, right? We know it. Patterns. You can look around and look for all this shit. I don't give a fuck. We can build our own skills as it is right now. What you can do right now, we know groceries is way too expensive. You can learn to grow shit right now. If you don't have mold in your apartment, you can raise everything in your apartment right fucking now. Um, Having a bin or a pot for your plants is not even that hard, okay? There's a lot of weed that if you had outside that I don't even know how to get rid of weeds, okay? I like clover, but they're demanding and is supposed to be give a shit about what do you say, milkweed? Milkweed is great for the monarch butterflies that we want to grow that out, right? We don't even know I don't know how to handle even weeds, but I'm still putting stuff in the floor. I meant the ground. Um you can start shit now and make it simple. Do not, do not give yourself a big skill that you don't know yet. Steady and slow, steady and slow. Um, if you just start from each step going on in there, then you're gonna get it. What I do, which I want you to know that you can choose the way you want to raise things as is. You're going to be learning to garden and you're not going to know anything. Even though there's so much wisdom on the internet, I save so many garden videos. Guess what? I'm not going to do shit because I have ADHD and I have no ability to maintain all of this very well. My plants are doing great, even though I'm coastal, I'm in the south. Yeah, I'm getting like my plants are drowning. They get a lot of drown, okay? Even then they're still living well enough. And I'm learning the gardening now. I don't have to shame myself for the plants. I talk with my plants sometimes. I'm like, "Sorry, it looks like you're just going to have drowning." My cat can hear the plants. He has told me before, he's like, my cat doesn't meow unless he's fucking pissed. Mostly he meows because he wants me to do something. Um, the hertz that the hertz of the audio of the plants is um uh audible for cats to hear and dogs too. So they know when your plant is having an issue. So if you have a pet, you probably have a good yellow canary for your plants in the first place. You are learning. Tell your plants, sorry, it looks like you are my first. You are a trial. I'm going to try to be as best as I can, but alas, you might be dying. Plants have a connection with each other, with a purpose, and with the cosmos. Universal, especially the planet itself. Plants will know, they know about us, they can feel our intent, they can understand what you're planning to do. So I don't even know how I feel about veganism, okay? I'll be real. Because they have a little more knowledge than the meats that we eat anyway. So they understand the purpose and they understand that it means that they will have maybe dying, partial drownage, whatever. I drain my plants. I learned that plants will drown because I would smell. I have a sense of smell like higher than the rest of people, probably the autism. Probably as like entirely because I can smell the soil is bad. I can smell like it took me like a month. I could smell that our our dishwasher is clogged because I could smell it tastes like shit. And then like a month later, then my roommate, my mom, goes, "Oh shit, it smells." I was like, yeah, I know. It's surprising she doesn't smell that stuff." Um, so that's probably why I have good plants, because I have a strong sense of smell, so I can tell when the soil is fucked up. And with that ability, oh, a little skill, a little handicap, to be honest. It feels like, because I can just smell when they're suffering. I can't hear them, but I can smell them, and I'm like, that's disgusting. Um, Even then, I didn't know that until the first time. I'm like, oh, it smells like shit. Now I'm having to pop holes in my, it's not really holes, like put a knife in my bins. I used most of my plants in used plastic from snacks and shit, snacks, nuts, whatever. Everything we have, it's in plastic. I started just fucking taking that shit. I'm like, I'll keep it, pop it, poke it so that things can drain better. I am coastal, so I go steal a bunch of shells from the earth, from the beach, throw that in right at the bottom so it helps to give a little drainage, sort of. I keep because I'm keeping the shells. The shells have the some sand from the beach. Sand is drainage. It's the best drain. It's mostly supposed to be. You probably are supposed to have. I don't know. I do not know how to have a mix of sand with soil, because I already know what it looks like, because I have dark soil and light soil, which means that at a certain point, the sand mix it into half and half. And that's not the same level of, it's still draining decent, but which means that even the sand that I get from the beach is going to be draining, and it's going to adjust into another form of soil. The cycle of the world, right? So you can start, um I use lids for small stuff. I feel like I want to even bring it around. I kind of want to bring it around, show you guys what I'm fucking talking about, but I'm not going to do that. I'll bring it. Fine, hold on a second. I'm going to go grab something. So, I'll show you what I do for I have one thing that's going on in something inside. I have mold in my apartment. So, the full I cannot have the full plants in my apartment at the time being, because I know we've got mold, and it means they're, it means that the plant is fighting with the mold. So I only have one thing right now that I'm keeping. Most of my other stuff is straight up outside, either on the porch or on my little section of my lawn. I can't have the full lawn for that. And this one, I want to show you about this. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it very well. Let me put it on the ground like this. Can you guys see? I'm going to put this closer to you. Uh so this says, can you see this? It feels like you can't see it well. There's a tiny plant here. Where'd you go? Let me see. There was one here, if you can see that. One, two, three. I know there's one, like, where'd it go? There is one here too, which you can't really see that very well. So I keep these lids like this for for seeds. It's the greatest to start with stuff like this. We're putting it back. This is mugwort. Mugwort, I think there's different species of mugwort. Mugwort I started raising because I'm like, my estrogen levels are too high. And the real issue is actually stress levels, which I'm managing more and more. um, Mugwort is from, at least this species is from Japan, and mugwort um, grew up in a mountain. Mountain has very cold temperatures and all of that. The mugwort has to be cold stratified. I only know it a little bit. So far, you let it. Well, I'm in the fucking south, so I'm not letting that outside. I need it cool temperature as best I can, and it goes into the fridge for the night. So you're uh and the reason why mugwort takes because cold stratifying is um difficult to work. Like you have to spend time for it. This takes 2 to 4 weeks. Um growing all of that. The cold stratification is like they would usually say put it on a I don't even do that anymore. I tried using paper towels. That shit's the worst. Um I think it's your best bet is a lid because you can really control and while it still has soil. So the plant feels better for it because it's soil, very manageable because it's so short. Um and you barely have to put any water and um if you don't have mold and even if it is mold, it's I don't have to have an issue with mold for the mugwort because I have to put it right back in the goddamn fridge for a bed for the plant's bed. So mold can't live in cold. Uh Depends on what it is. The mold I'm expecting is supposed to at least have a version of warmth. So I know that this mugwort is doing okay. So you do not have to anyway, that's mugwort. Takes 2 to 4 weeks for cold stratification. That's why you have, if you want to get a mugwort plant, um, you would be spending from Walmart for about 25 bucks. Plants don't cost that much. I don't even know why they're fucking as expensive as they say it are. I don't trust the soil they use it in the first place. My sense of smell, I can smell if something is fucking toxic or it's chemical I can smell that. I'm like, that bothers me. It gives me a headache. So I don't won't handle that. Um, I'm thinking about if I keep growing more mugwort. Mugwort is I guess this is a mugwort episode, okay? So mugwort is a fucking weed. Not literal, not, it's like literally the weed that it's a bitch. So it will spread very quickly once it's past its cold stratification. It's strong as fuck, bitch. It's strong as fuck. So it can go anywhere. Mugwort has to be, unless you're wanting a full mugwort field, then you want to put that shit in a pot in a bin. And I'm planning to probably once it gets to its point, I'm thinking about um maybe selling the plant so people could do it so I could do it cheaper than Walmart. I have more seeds that I don't even know what I'm going to do with that. Cuz mugwort is very I don't know what perennials counts as a perennial, but it does mean it replants itself because it's so bitchy that it's everywhere. That mugwort would just be having seeds right back where it goes, which I do wonder. Like, I would say, because I know it's going to be a bitch, you would probably want to make sure it's not even, you're going to put in a pot, and you probably want to put it on like a porch or something that it's not going to have as much soil, because otherwise, even the wind brushing around the seeds once the whatever the bulbs look like at that point can blow away too. So I'll probably keep that on my porch so that it doesn't have as much all over my fucking lawn. I don't want to be a bitch to like the people who live here, once I leave. So yeah, that's I'm thinking about that. Sorry, I guess you're listening to me. The you fuck. So everything can be kept in a bin. This is still on. Okay. You can always reuse almost everything. I still use strawberry container. I still use that in case I want to have something there for small plants, which is almost nothing them. You don't really it's like a growing it's a phase of the growing the plants and all of that. So I could just put some I think I'm going to just reuse this though. If I'm going to sell the mugwort, I can just throw that shit in that. It's very good drainage. It already has holes in them. So there's that. I don't want things to use. I don't even want to use plastic as a society anymore. I just want to use it now. Like, it's a good time to keep the plastic for any of that because guess what? You're going to be buying for, like, what are you going to do? Spend money for plastic bins in the first place? Just because it has holes in it, you can make holes whenever you fucking want. You can punch this shit no matter what. For the cheap ass shit, you're gonna get snacks anyway. You're gonna get nuts or whatever the fuck you use. Ice cream bins. You can if it's not wood. I mean, if it's not paper. Like sometimes there's those big ass bins of ice cream. That's a great one to go use. So everything can be reused. You don't even have to start with money. Sorry it took so long to get here, but the the skills doesn't have to be for money. You don't have to subscribe for Earth, bitch. Um, Apparently you have to subscribe to already have food, but you don't have to subscribe for building the skill as is. When you have groceries, almost everything that we have as is has seeds or is a root that you can replant and grow that shit no matter what. You can Google for which type of stuff. I tried to do that, letting the roots grow for onions, yellow and red onions, and this shit ain't working. So trial and error. I don't know what I'm doing for onions. Like I do let it grow, but they haven't grown better. So I think for me, probably because of where I am, I will just throw those bitches like the butts of onions. I did that with it must be the same. I did you can do that with roots, beets, that's what I meant. Beets, radishes, potato is a whole other thing. Potatoes don't need that much as what you're expecting. Um uh Tops of the carrots, everything is regenerative for roots. Um Lemon has seeds in it. Green onions are you can just chop the bottoms of that with green onions, celery, what the fuck else, lettuce, all that type of stuff can just be replanted for almost everything. Everything has seeds. I don't know. I haven't started on watermelon. Um, you've got cucumbers, you've got strawberries, they have seeds. Everything is pretty much you could be gardening right now. Um just start using everything that we have. Composting is like I don't know. There's so many versions of compost. You should just find out shit works for you. If it's in a bin, like I literally have it in a bin, it's supposed to take between 6 months to a year. I'm just like keeping these type of stuff for a compost, but I still like, even it's in a bin, it gets sunlight. And those bitches definitely, like, there's something growing in my compost right now because it gets partial sun, and I don't even know what the fuck that means. I don't know what it is. It could be even my mango. I put seeds in that shit, so I don't even know. Is it? Am I growing a mango tree in my compost? Entirely possible. I could even know what that is. Um, because it doesn't look like my weeds on my lawn, so I don't know. The ability for all of these type of things, like you could start growing shit now. Scared my cat. Sorry about that. There's going to be you can just start easy peasy. I haven't started on avocado because I just haven't had the way to do it yet. There's cheap seeds, and you can find what works for your place, but you're probably going to have a lot of libraries have seed archives where they give you the option to take seeds, raise them, and you don't even need to give them seeds back. It's more like you should if you can, but they just want people learning to grow. And mine is called Seedbrary in my local library. So I've been using a lot of seeds from their stuff. I could be using less, to be honest. Like you could even just share. You can split the seeds that you get, honestly. I used mustard, purple mustard, and those plants are like almost they're eaten out because I don't because the bugs like it so much that they've chewed it alive, and I don't even know how to handle mustard. So guess what? I don't know everything. You don't either, and that's okay. You can just figure stuff out as it goes. So I don't just fucking start planning stuff immediately. Like I figure out where things are supposed to go, not even based on the wisdom of the internet, which is great and all that. You just the more you know will be from shit that you've already learned on your own. It's like almost because if I believe in incarnation, you would be able to understand everything from your past lives, but you're just trying to learn new ways of doing that no matter what. So I'm coastal. It's entirely different than you would get from Delaware, you know? Like, I don't have snow, so I'm not having to deal about that. Um, so I feel like I'm not even supposed to be telling you about this. I guess I wanted to tell you about my plans. You'll probably want to be learning to pickle at some point. It's great. I just heard that the calcium of eggshells you're probably supposed to be put pickle the shells so that it's like mm, it's more of like a tincture or like a uh, extract. That's easier for my plants to digest. Somebody said that because I just put a bunch of shells on my plants, and this shit's not even like it's hurricane season, which means it's raining all the time, and nothing has fucking happened. So it makes sense that I did, that wisdom. I believe in that. So it's like pickling it's some vinegar as the instead of vodka. You just pickle it for a bit to get an extract for it, and then boom, now your plants have the calcium in it. But you are definitely supposed to water it down. It's like a 1 to 50 or something like that. So it's like bing, and then like a whole thing, and then you just spray it around. Vinegar is good for as a also a pesticide. So that's good too with a little bit of baking soda, but I don't even know. Anyway, you figure stuff as you go. The skills you can grow um is just based on your own time. I mean, we have the whole society's about to collapse completely. Um, but don't like we'll do fine, okay? We're all gonna do fine. It's just the more you practice for being aware of building skills alone is going to be better than you do for guess what? I don't have my potatoes are done. Like that's not done. Carrots aren't finished, you know? I just have a few herbs and green onions. Boom. Like I'm not even having the full it's not a full garden yet. It's the principle of it, okay? So don't sweat it about that. Expand yourself for more community. People have a lot of wisdom. If you can put that into what you're doing, that's great. But if you don't know anything about it, um, even with the wisdom from other people, you're not going to know how to do it fully until you do it yourself. But community is great. It's like to have sharing with other people for the things you're expected of and all that. Um so with like the skills you want to know will be definitely gardening. Everyone needs to be knowing how to garden. Um I also reuse if you're this is not working, so I don't really know how I could say this. I like the lids more than I do for a little um toilet paper roll. For I tried to raise that for some lemon seeds. That shit's not even working at all. So I don't know how I feel about that. I'm gonna try it a little bit more, but it's not now I just use cardboard for the lawn so that it just like kills the weeds that are there because I don't have enough energy to rip out the weed. So I'm just putting some of those so it's more controlling of the weeds that are there. Almost everything you have is like something you can reuse. Like if you're still getting stuff from your so I would say start looking up for reusing all your shit. Um I would say start taking your grocery stuff to learning how to grow shit like actual plants. Um don't have to shame yourself for taking a long time because it's the principle of the learning the skill that's going to make it worth it, you know, and you're going to be more content with your life. Just being competent is what's going to make you feel better about what we do for whatever's going to happen for the the society and all of that. Um and part of that would have to do I know I need to build my defense system. I want to know about self-defense. Um I was thinking about booby traps and learning that, and I might see if it's from any of my books that I gotten from the library. Do not forget about libraries. Libraries are awesome. It's the greatest part of our society, no matter what. I don't give a shit. It's the best thing you could do is to have books. Because you have all this access for wisdom of the entire world, you're going to always want that. And you want people who help you from the farmers. Farmers markets are great. You want to be having your own garden and you want to support local farmers. I got these books for cheap as fuck from the library, and you just get to tip them a little bit. My books were 25 cents each of them. It was like so fucking cheap, and all of it was very, very important for what I'm doing with my life and my pattern and my path for what I'm doing in my life. And I do know that no matter what, shit's gonna go sour at a certain point. I don't want to be anyone scared about all of that. The more you know, you can protect yourself, like from defense and all of that. Especially Aikido is the best one you could probably learn because it's to redirect anyone's energy. And you'll be able to feel better about that. I recommend that. You can learn more than one. Whatever you're learning is great. I just know Aikido is the best for redirecting than probably any other martial art. The more martial arts you have, the better. Um, the more you feel competent in your life, not capitalist life, it's you as a person is going to make you feel better as a human being, and you're going to feel less fear. If you can control your own environment, you will feel better even when things go put on fire, you know? Everything is going to be a whole other shift that you're ever going to experience. You're going to feel content with what you know. Even though there's going to be violence, whatever it could be, you can feel competent in one of that. And I was thinking about booby traps, but I know I have my cats and I have all these plants that I want to maintain. I'm thinking more of privacy, like bamboo and very tall trees to uh, barrier most of that. Um, and then I'm also thinking about trees able to go high for whatever place I live, for an actual house I own. I don't know it yet. I'm poor. That's okay. That is okay. I don't need money for the capitalism system that we're thinking of. I just need abundance. The tree would be good for being able to see things physically. I do want to learn to code so I know when I'm dealing with the technology, all of that. But not everyone has to learn about coding, and I fucking hate coding. Coding is confusing as fuck, and it's very it's mundane to a degree. Um uh you're not going to get a job for learning coding right now because everything is fucking AI. Nobody's going to have a job there, but it's more of a protection, defense. Because if you are aware of how the world is going to be maintaining, the better you're going to know. It's another version of skill, like you would for garden. You know, I don't need it from society, but if you knew about coding, you would know how to protect yourself from the state. Um, the more you know about that, the better. Mm. But ultimately, you also need to still be silly. For me, myself, I do these serious systems that I'm preparing for that it does create. I need water. Um, I still know it's a very serious thing that's going to go on, right? You still need to be silly. I'm still going to keep intoxicating myself, not as a form of forgetting things. It's just to let myself, release myself a little bit more so that I'm not always on serious mode. You want to be silly mode the whole time because as serious as it's going to get, the way society is going to be, you still need to be silly. Because if not, it's not going to fucking worth it. If in the incarnation nobody would join this life if it wasn't going to be fucking fun. All right, nobody would give a shit. Capitalism doesn't care about fun, and that's why everyone wants to kill themselves these days. Okay. um you're going to have serious skills that you're going to build, and you're going to learn how to be very silly. That's going to be important to do it. And you're going to do things that you enjoy. And that's something you need to maintain also. So I started a guitar. It takes a lot to learn what you're doing. So I'm not even ready to do all of that. Sometimes I just strum it for no reason except for to experience it. Um, I like to be intoxicated and a few other ways to do it. I don't like severe types of things. I like to just do simplistic stuff, but still, maybe psychedelic a little bit. And um, I don't need to be as. I know for me, if it's too strong, I might lose it. Um, but I do feel. I mean, I could start it, but I don't really want to. Like, I like the way things are. The more natural it is, the better, except for poppies, because we can't maintain that very well. Um, you want to the silliness and the things you love is supposed to be maintained no matter what for the way things are. You're going to need to be very happy with your life. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to last, okay? If you're like, oh my God, it's going to be horrible. Oh, it's going to be the apocalypse. Oh, it's going to be dystopia. Like, it's dystopia right now, okay? So, I mean, that's why people KMS all the time. KTS. Um, you can choose the world and the life you're going to hold no matter what. And ultimately, you can choose if you're going to enjoy it. So, this applies to me and you that we want to make things enjoyable the whole time. Otherwise, it's not fucking worth it. So, the skills are great and you need to be silly no matter what. Build all these skills, and there's much be other skills that you know you want to do. I'm only telling you shit about I know what is going to be need for the collective. And then you still want to learn for things that you want, you know? I didn't tell you about kids cuz I don't even know how I'm going to consider about kids. Maybe you know about what you want to do for that skill, you know? Um if there's something you already know is a skill you want to value, practice now. Maybe not like have kids, but like practice for there's things you can do for mentoring kids even if they're not yours. There's other versions for whatever skills you think is going to be valuable for the things that go on. And no matter what, always enjoy what you're doing. So, yeah. Mugwort is good. It's great for dreams apparently too, because I don't know. I don't know how well it's gonna be for, but a form of tea should be good. We'll see. Yeah, there's always options for all of this. The more you build the skills, the better you can do it. I'm not just gonna do gardening. I'm going to be growing other things because I like be intoxicated. Um, And so I'm starting with simple stuff like making a tincture with clover. I'm gonna start learning for making a tincture before I do other things. Um, am learning how to garden things, so I already have the skill when I want to use it on something bigger and better, right? I had coffee. Start reading because I haven't read a book in years, literal years, over a decade. And I am just starting to read books now. Not to say that I mean physical books. Hmm, I can't be sure that the technology is not going to also be affected. Like my phone, my literal phone, will fuck up. It's not the same way of Wi-Fi. Like it's like I know that the Wi-Fi is working, but my phone isn't working efficiently because I use VPN. And they get fucking pissed. My phone will like not even react to all of that. But also sometimes my spirits will like even if I don't have the VPN, sometimes I can't even use uh um a website. Sometimes that happens just because my fairies are like, well, it's not ready. So I'm like, sure, okay. Um your belief system is fine for whatever you're doing. Whatever works with you, that's good. Um books are great and we want to use the library now because you're not going to get it forever, you know. um buy shit that if your library is selling shit, you should just buy shit if it is something that would matter to you. That's a good way to go. Reading books whenever. I want us to appreciate the wisdom of humans without the convenience of the AI, which is just a response of, it's just another symptom of capitalism. And we want to be more stuff and build your community, which means you want to learn about your neighbors. And the more you have a smile for the world, the more people give it back to you. The positivity for most of the time, like probably straight up 90% of humans are happy to share smiles. Just be like, hey, like it's nice. Not that it's requirements, it's a I don't have to hate the world. So it's easier to build this with all these people, and it's very valuable for what we do as community. And you don't have to, and I'm not saying like smile cuz you it's a requirement. It's a I want you to feel better of the world that you have, your environment, and you can enjoy shit more. You're going to get more people who want to be appreciative of the world too. Um, like I never talked to my neighbors as much until I started gardening. That like I'm always out there and I see some people there and I'm just friendly. And it's nice to see people. There's kids. I can just smile to kids or just chat with them a little bit. The more you get communal, like with more people, like I can talk with people, I can chat with people, I can be friends with people. That as a requirement, just as, hey, humans, right? This is the best thing, the best skill of anything that you will ever get. So give a shit about people, value humans is going to be the greatest skill of everything. So while you practice for your motor skills or whatever the fuck you're doing, gardening, um, carpentry, whatever the fuck you're doing. Garden is really important. You need to do that. But whatever else you might be doing for a skill, giving a shit about human beings is the best way to feel and feel better for the world, even though it's going to be complicated and difficult. um, People will matter, and it's going to also be easier to be silly and appreciate the way the world is, even though it's going to be complicated and hard. You want to value humans so that you can feel my motto will always be for the good of the colony. But we also dance. Like, I want to feel like the bees dance, but that's a communication. But maybe I just want to think we like to dance. Maybe we also dance too. So, do things that make it worth it. Build the skills so you can feel competent and confident, and then appreciate the world regardless of whatever happens. And that's something you want to, in your next life, you want to remember that too. You want to find, you won't remember it, but you will think about it in your next iteration. Your current iteration, we're doing this and it's going to be big. You're here. That must be important. And we're all here now for a reason. So yeah, there's that.